Hey babysitters, and welcome back to another video. I'm kind of excited for this video because, as you guys can tell from the title below, this is frequently asked babysitting questions. So I've gotten a couple people to DM me some babysitting questions that have just come through the years or whatever, and I thought to answer them on video. So I have my iPad here that I will be answering from. So let's get started, because who knows how long this video will be. So, what age did you start babysitting? I started babysitting when I was 12. What age did you get your first job? I got my first job, see, you have to be 14 here to have a part-time job. So yeah, I was 14. What is the most difficult thing about being a babysitter? There's quite a bit, not gonna lie. But I would say the number one most difficult thing about being a babysitter is understanding parents' perspectives and I wouldn't really say like talking to them in a professional form, but like if you're kind of getting worked up, like trying to talk to them in a professional form, if you know what I'm getting at. So definitely that. What has been your most difficult job? Obviously babysitting is my most difficult job. Like, even when I was in the daycare, it was not this stressful, but like when you're on your own, it's kind of like a different thing. So babysitting has been, and right now the current family I am working with is actually kind of difficult. Like, they're super nice, don't get me wrong, but like they're a little difficult at times, but it's fine because I think we all kind of get that way, and I'm learning now to set boundaries and stuff, and yeah, so it's working out better. And I have this month off, and so I told her, if you watched my last babysitting video, I told the lady that I was only going to watch her kids 2 days a week for whatever hours she needs, and so I just have next month with them, and yeah. And I'm doing pet sitting now because all my friends want to do last minute vacations with their family, and so I'm making, I guess I'm probably gonna make more money pet sitting now than I am with the job. The bird almost flew into my window. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, definitely this family, but like I said, I'm definitely learning how to work with them and not against them. What is the best way to target clients? For me, if you guys have this opportunity, I would say use it, but be super careful at the same time, because my way on how I got a lot of clients was through Facebook, and my community has a Facebook page that has 16K people on it, and it's my area plus the surrounding area. And so I just reach out there, and I created my page, my babysitting page, which I can do a video about, like, how to do this. And so I can show you guys. There's nothing really too detailed about this. I'm trying to make it not have a glare, but here it is. And it's a really easy way to get to clients. I know you guys can't see it, but it's here. It's a really easy way to get to clients, and it's really efficient. And I realize that like a lot of parents are on their phone, and so it's really easy. So that's my way of getting out to parents. But of course, be careful, because you know, you could get like a random creep, or worse, a rapist, when babysitting. What is the creepiest job that you've had? I've been really safe taking my jobs, but there was this one time where it was through a babysitting group. We also have like babysitting groups as well on Facebook in this area, and this poor guy, he had like called me up and everything, but he had a infant and he was looking for a nanny for the summer, but he didn't know when, like, what his schedule would be like, and so he talk to me about what was going on, and he was bawling on the phone, like, poor man. But the only way, like, we could have made it work was, like, if I stayed at his house, and that's really super dangerous. And yeah, he was like, you could just, like, stay at my house for, like, a week or something, and because he was, like, on 1 week and off another week, and he's like, and then go back to your family. It's like, I can't take that chance. So that was probably the strangest or most dangerous one I've encountered with. How long have you been babysitting for? I have been babysitting for since 2012. That seems maybe 2011. Okay, a few years. So about 5 or 7 years. About. What made you decide to do a babysitting channel and acting channel? Well, it kind of just, it started out with, like, seeing what was on YouTube first. And I feel like every YouTuber kind of does the same thing, but they all have, like, their own personal style to it. And so I realized that there wasn't a lot of acting and babysitting advice channels out there. And these are my two favorite things, and to get to film it and post it for you guys and help out with your babysitting jobs is what I love. And so that's kind of how it started. Let's see. Do you like doing acting videos more or babysitting? I'm not gonna answer that. I don't know. It depends. It depends what topics we're talking about. But yeah, what is your favorite age group to work with? My favorite age group to work with is toddlers and infants. They are the age group that I was trained to work with when I was in the daycare, and so they are my favorite to work with. I can't work with older kids. Like, there's something about older kids. Like, they know how to run laps around you. They know, like, how not to listen and stuff, so I can't work with older kids. And I would watch these older kids at my job once in a while, like when their parents were coming to pick them up, and I couldn't handle it. I was like, no. So, what infant is more difficult to work with? Breastfed or formula fed? Well, breastfed, I would say, is definitely the most difficult to work with, and it's super difficult when the parents aren't around, like when they're actually, like, out of the house and stuff. And this one baby I watched, he was breastfed, and all of a sudden, like, the night that these parents wanted to go out, they were super nice. They wanted me to try giving him a bottle, and they haven't really introduced a bottle to him. And it was really difficult, like, and you can't do anything because you can't, like, I mean, to a certain extent, you can force food down a child, but that's not technically good and stuff, and it was a terrible situation. Luckily, they were just across the street, but, he passed out, so, yeah, so, it's hard because, especially if you don't, like, you're just starting out and you don't know, like, the different cries, that can be challenging. So yeah, definitely breastfed babies. Have you worked with special needs kids? I have. In my daycare, I worked with a couple people. Well, actually one person. And then just babysitting, I worked with one kid who was on a higher spectrum of, what am I thinking right now? The most common one. Not Asperger's, but hang on. Autism, that's what it is. So he was on a higher level of autism, where the other kid I worked with was, like, on a much lower level of autism. So I have experience with autism kids. Oh, there was another kid actually I watched who finally got tested for autism, and he ended up to be my best friend's cousin. So that's an interesting story. What are some crazy stories with potty training? They're gross. I don't even know if you guys would be comfortable with this. I'll just tell it. There was one kid who was at the daycare who he wasn't potty trained because he was slightly autistic. Like, he was clearly autistic and stuff. And God, I remember taking some of the kids to go to the bathroom, and this kid, I was trying to change him, but he was being really difficult, and he was like running around without a diaper. He ended up peeing on the entire floor. He had a poopy diaper as well, and he was like rolling around in his poop, and it was freaking disgusting. So that is all the questions I'm going to answer today. This video is getting very long. Thank you guys for messaging me your questions, and if you have any other questions, feel free to comment them or PM me or something. Let me know, and they don't have to be about babysitting. They can be about acting as well. So I will talk to you all soon. And my acting friends, I don't know if I'll have a video out for you guys tomorrow. My sister is up here visiting for the weekend, and I don't know if I'll have time, but if I do, I will definitely try and make a video for you guys. So talk to you later. XOXO Teresa.